Hello everyone! Time for another unboxing. This time we got something from France. Okay. This is just a tiny small little exchange, but it should be something pretty interesting. Okay. In a chocolate. This is so nice. You hear my husband's really busy. He's cutting wood already, bothering the sound here, but oh well. What can we do? Okay. Very nice. Very nice. You see, this is one group that I don't have a lot from, the temperate pinguiculas. So just a little exchange for Pinguicula macroceros and I think it was Pinguicula medusina, Mexican one, and we got some European ones. Actually, our first temperate European pinks. Okay, I found my forceps. Now it's time to see what the plants look like. This time of year the temperate pinguiculas are just starting to grow, and also these European ones are starting to grow from hibernacula because they survive the winter as winter buds or hibernacula. Plus also these European ones, they can be really big plants when they are adult and with their summer leaves, but when they are just like small plants or just coming out of hibernation, they are not that big. So this is what we got. Very nice, quite a lot of hibernacula. Okay. And here I must take care that I don't mix up which is which. Anyway, these European pinguiculas, the temperate ones, the most common is alpina, strangely, at least in Slovenia. In general, in cultivation, the most common species is grandiflora. I don't have that one, strangely. I mean, as I say, this is one group that I don't really have as yet, but it's a plan for this year to just start collecting these guys too, because they are really interesting. They are a bit more difficult to grow than the Mexican ones, because these guys obviously they are winter hardy and they should be either outside if they are like from an area where they can survive our winters, or at least like in a cool greenhouse or something, but they do need a cold period. That's the point. Here you can see quite nicely how they are sprouting the leaves out of the hibernacula, which was here, and like the tiny one here. In a few years this will be hopefully quite a bit bigger, but still when it goes down just to the winter bud you wouldn't see a lot. Yeah, there is a ton of species actually, and even like just in the last few years there were some species that were described. So basically like one group that is not very common in cultivation, I suspect it could become more common, because as said, I mean, they do need a cold period, but that's it. It's not like they are like difficult or something otherwise. Okay, I guess it will be a little bit more quiet now. So next thing we need to do, we need to plant these guys. I have everything here. So the potting soil that I will use is basically the same mix that I use for the Mexican species, like so. Valsinerifolia. Okay, and just let's go. Let's get this big guy first. They don't really have very brittle roots and they're just starting to grow, so this should be just fine. Make sure you give plenty of space for each one. See how this little hibernacula started growing. Okay. Or here, and this is like what they were 3-4 days, I think they were traveling. They just in this time, like, they were probably just waking up, and then they just started while in the box, but it is not a problem at all. I will keep them in a little bit of shade now anyway, and they will be perfectly fine. So one. Now for the other one, Pinguicula casperiana. Very interesting plants. Actually, temperate pinguiculas, in general, they are not really common in cultivation, but there are really a lot of species. Not as many as Mexican ones, or who knows, because even in the last few years, quite a few species have been described. Something similar like with the Mexican species. It's interesting how, like, flora of some area that maybe botanists thought it's like well understood or something, but it just keeps yielding new species. Why? Well, simple. We think we know everything, right? So not very many people, specialists, pay attention to what's under their nose. This is not criticism, this is an actual problem in botany. I guess it's similar in other fields. But then, for sure, when you look into something with more detail, you see that it might not be so simple as you first thought. Yeah, okay. One more. Where will we put you? Let's say right here. We got everybody, I think. Yes, this is empty. So anyways, again, you see how they traveled. Unlike Mexican ones, the temperate ones shouldn't dry out. So just if you're sending them or if you receive them, this is what you'll get, or something similar. They will travel in a little piece of just wet paper towel, just in a zip bag, and in some harder envelope. And you see then it was just in a letter, just perfectly fine. They are just fragile, they shouldn't be squished, but apart from that, they are really not difficult to transport. Never ever send pinguiculas in a pot, or if you have a chance to receive them or order them, don't ask for them to be potted, because all of this soil, all of this weight is just much more likely that they will get crushed. When ordering or exchanging or whatever you do, pinguiculas, other carnivorous plants also are the best this way, just get them bare root. Don't be afraid of this. It's much simpler and much easier and much safer. Anyway, this is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed and found it interesting, hopefully. Please consider liking and subscribing, and see you in the next one.